Lewis Hamilton finished 13 in Sunday's Emilia Romagna GP and was lapped by Max Verstappen. Mercedes still working on a fix but won't write off the car, despite admitting there is a possibility concept simply doesn't work. F1 2022 continues with Miami GP on May 6 through 8. Lewis Hamilton says being lapped by Max Verstappen at the Emilia Romagna GP shows how wrong Mercedes got it with their new 2022 car. While team boss Toto Wolff says the team still doesn't know the fix, but is open to the possibility that the concept simply doesn't work. Hamilton and Mercedes' surprising dismal start to the season took a further turn for the worse last weekend as the 7-time champion scored 0 points from the 2 Imola races, struggling out of the top 10. Asked by F1 about being lapped while running 14th, Hamilton said, "It just shows how wrong we got it." The big 2022 rule changes brought with them a completely new car design. Although Mercedes, on a record streak of 8 straight constructors' titles, were expected to ace the overhaul and run at the front. But while the team's design was hailed as innovative at preseason testing, it is still yet to convert to competitive lap times, and they have been around a second per lap slower than Red Bull and Ferrari, while also suffering from porpoising, the bouncing effect along the straights. Speaking to reporters, Hamilton referenced comments he made back at Bahrain testing when he hit back at a question about Mercedes potentially not fighting for the title, insisting they don't make mistakes. Having now ruled himself out of the championship, Hamilton said, "A question was put to me. What happens if you get it wrong?" And I said, "Well, we don't do that. We don't get things wrong. We're world champions." But the fact is, with all the possibilities out there, we may have. Hamilton is 7th in the championship and already 58 points behind leader Charles Leclerc after 4 races, while Mercedes is 3rd in the team standings behind Ferrari and Red Bull. Speaking after Sunday's race, Mercedes team principal Wolff said Hamilton, who has won 6 of his 7 titles with the Silver Arrows, deserves better from us. "The guy is the best driver in the world, and he is just not having the machine and the equipment underneath him to be able to execute," added Wolff. Although George Russell did finish 4th in the Emilia Romagna GP. Mercedes' main issue this year with the new ground effect cars has been their porpoising, with the bouncing far more violent than any other team and costing them crucial lap time. We very much believe that the signs we're putting in at the moment will help us to, in effect, run the car lower, where we believe we have all the aerodynamic goodness, explained Wolff. But we haven't been able to unlock it because of the bottoming out of the car. If we can finally get on top of that, that means there is quite some lap time we can find. If not, we need to have another idea. Wolff also admitted for the first time that he is open to the possibility that the concept of the car may be flawed, while also stating Mercedes do not know how to fix their car yet. "It is a valid point that the design concept may be wrong," Wolff said. "All of the goodness and the badness happens mainly on the floor as it stands at the moment. We have interesting ideas and concepts that we're trying and that we are exploring that have to find their way onto the car in the next few races. I would say there's no such thing as a concept being wrong. But there is a part of what we have done which simply doesn't work with the regulations, and what is it? You don't need to throw away the goodness, but if there are fundamental areas that don't allow you to unlock the potential we believe is in the car, then obviously, you need to cut your losses." Asked again about Mercedes cutting their losses, Wolff refused to commit to such an avenue. "It would mean that you would say, where is the baseline now? Is there a new baseline we can start upon where we believe we can unlock more potential? If we would have thought that, we would have done it 5 months ago. We believe this is the development we need to take. It is quite a tricky exercise to do. Before we take such a decision, we need to continue in the science and continue finding out what is the problem. Only then can you say cut your losses and switch to next year if you understand where you got it wrong. And at the moment, we simply don't. Not yet." The Englishman, however, insisted this was not the lowest point of his career and he had had more difficult cars. "There are people that watch and say that I've never had a bad car," said Hamilton. "I can assure you I have. 2009's car at McLaren was very, very far off and was the worst car that I've had. This car currently is not far off that experience, but I think has a lot of potentials, as did that car. We fixed it eventually and got back in the game, and I have the utmost faith that my team can do that here too. There won't be a magic fix for the next race weekend, Wolff added, but we're pushing to steadily bring gains over the upcoming races to hopefully move us closer to the front of the pack. Until then, we need to maximize each opportunity and make the most of the package we have. Mercedes has struggled for outright pace in the opening 3 rounds of the season, with 5th on the grid in Bahrain, its best qualifying result so far, courtesy of Lewis Hamilton. Porpoising has been at the core of Mercedes' problems, with the W13 bouncing on the straights more than most teams. Mercedes' innovative no-sidepod design caught the headlines in preseason testing, with many expecting it to tip the balance of power in the German team's favor. Wolff has ruled out reverting to an older specification of the W13 and still believes in the car's potential. Yes, I do believe in the car's potential, because what is the other solution? To dial back and go back many months and then put that car on the track? I don't think this is feasible, Wolff added, because it wouldn't bring us forward in terms of performance compared to the other ones. It's a relative game, so we have, at that stage, no choice but to understand. And whatever the outcome may be, from our understanding, we may change or tweak the car. Russell has revealed that Mercedes has no plans to introduce substantial upgrades in the upcoming rounds. Speaking after the race at Albert Park, Russell said that Mercedes is looking for incremental steps of performance. I think pleasantly surprised to be P2 in the championship, but I think it's, as I said before, it's credit due to the team for giving us so far a very reliable car, and we've got to be there at the end to capitalize from these results, Russell said. It's not based on pace, but I think it's been a respectable start to the season in terms of how we've managed to optimize our lack of performance. And I think every race we've done, we have truly maximized the result possible. I don't think we could have achieved a higher result at any of the circuits as a team, and that is, I guess, a silver lining. But unfortunately, there's nothing substantial in the pipeline anytime soon. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take several races. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications to see more of our future videos. With that said, keep enjoying our videos, and I'll see you in the next video.